Imagine if you knew as much as I do, and you put an emphasis on the New World Order, secret societies, and the relevance of your research, to psychiatry and the psychiatric agenda when you were doing your research. Yes, you would find their indecorous behavior rather apparent, ignoble, and unacceptable. So, as I take my rightful place in society, I had to suffer to do so. And almost certainly by the time I have thoroughly achieved it, I will be dead. Therefore, I won't be able to leverage it to my advantage. But because they were trying to deny me my rightful place, it made it all the more important. When you know exactly what your enemies want, and you're not tricked by them into thinking that's what they want, it's in your best interest to not give them what they want. They wanted me to settle for unattractive women. I didn't do it. They wanted to convince me to take down my videos, to feel empowered, like control freaks, like cops telling somebody to keep it moving or take a step back. And I'm not doing it. They wanted me to break my oath and have sex with a female that I was settling for. I didn't do it. They wanted me to give up the revolution and, declare that it doesn't pay to make the people in charge look bad. I didn't do it. I kept making them look bad because they are bad. They wanted me to pretend that I am not the top martial artist, but I am the best and no one has ever done what I have accomplished. Thus the picture on the screen. A Christian refuses to sell out, settle, or break their oath. That's why it was so important for me to secure my rightful position as the top martial artist. Whether or not you know this, and I don't see why you wouldn't, the people who are celebrities are also helping with social development and social planning, and to execute the agenda of the social engineers, along with the social controllers. So it is of the utmost importance for Christians to take their rightful place in society and to be politically active when in that place. The worst case scenario isn't that bad. Worst case scenario is they take away our places in society. Then they have to admit to a predominantly Christian society that they are denying Christians their rightful places and their rightful credit because they're Christian. This, my friends, is the beginning of unconventional warfare against the oppressor that will thoroughly establish in the minds of the guerrilla warriors that the government is their enemy and that there cannot be a peace or a compromise with these people who are persecuting them for what they hold dearest to their heart, the most dear to their heart, their faith. America is a racist country. They drugged me. They denied me my credit. And I'll give you a link in the comments. I want you to watch this link and in the description, and I'll put it in the video, where I show you how there's a gay guy in San Jose who's trying to provoke Nappy Head to go to the psych ward in Valley Med, and he even flat out says, you would do well in Valley Med. Okay? And this guy, I've already definitively proven that on the news, a lieutenant from the Santa Cruz Police Department said flat out that gang stalking exists. It's existed for a long time, and now they've moved on to social media. And they named Facebook. And again, I've shown you pictures of people harassing me on Facebook. This is not to be confused with cyberbullying. That is like saying a gunshot wound is, a piece of metal hit your skin or something. is way downplaying what is really going on. Look, they couldn't beat me even though they were drugging me. These are cheaters. These are liars. It is despicable to be a cheater. It is despicable to be a liar. It is even more despicable to deny someone who is chosen by God his position. I mean, what did they do with Jesus, right? He was chosen by God. Some people see it as he is God. I'm not going to get into that. But either way, to do something important. And because society is known for denying people who are chosen by God their rightful place, part of what he was there to do was exactly what you would expect to happen. These pagans and these secret society Jews, the atheists, the gays who roll with them, as long as they get their, coffers filled, they don't care who's in charge. They're godless anyway. And gays, and these feminists who want to feel empowered, like Queen Semiramis, they roll with them. So when all is said and done, you have the fake Christians who have too little faith to stand up to the New World Order, or they're basically pagans posing as Christians, or secret society people posing as Christians to discredit the movement and to control it. The same way a government agent poses as a revolutionary or a political activist to control and to discredit. I mean, it is a no-brainer. The Bible even talks about wolves in sheep's clothes. I tell you the truth. No man who denies the credit I deserve as the top martial artist could possibly be a Christian. So you can kind of tell, when you look at how these people react, the first level of telling is who denies me my credit. Well, why would they? If they really thought that I wasn't that good, why don't they beat me? Why don't they find someone to beat me? They can't. Why don't they find someone who's even done something like this that I have? They can't. So therefore, they're a liar, and they're denying a Christian chosen by God his rightful position. They couldn't possibly be a Christian. Their real philosophy is materialism and conformity. That is their actual philosophy. They might go to church and might feel, contrite. They might seek atonement. They might seek to have their sins absolved. But at the end of the day, their transgressions have gotten the best of them, and their behavior reflects that. Now, I've been very harsh on these people, and that's not the purpose of this video. I've already gone longer than I wish to, but I feel like I need to explain this every video. On record, they have been drugging me. On record, I scored top 1 percentile on the SSAT. It got me into a prestigious college preparatory school called Webb. On record, I have thoroughly established that I have a superior perspective on life and a superior academic mind. So what happened then? Then they started to drug me with psychiatric meds. I went to reform school. I went to the behavior modification wilderness program in Idaho called Ascent. And I am still the top martial artist after 20 years of going through hell just to live. They saw from my internet correspondence early on that I was a man of principle and that I was not going to budge. That I was going to stand firm for my beliefs, and that I was outspoken. Made me a prime candidate for drugging. They say, we have an agenda. We can't have these Christians who put their feet down, who are handsome, who are respected by people. Now, I'm not saying you have to be handsome to be targeted, but I'm saying you have to look at it for what it is. This guy is good looking. He's from a good family. He's a great martial artist, and he's firm and outspoken. We cannot allow him. I mean, they couldn't allow the Dixie Chicks to do what they were doing. Imagine someone like me, the son of 2 doctors, one of them a brain surgeon. One of his uncles graduated top of his class at UC Berkeley Law School. He was the valedictorian. Another one is a rocket fucking scientist. Another one owns his own medical company. He's a doctor. His aunt is a doctor on my mom's side. I mean, all of my family, all of my immediate family and, that my aunts and cousins, they all have degrees. They're all thoroughly established. I'm about as credible as they come, and they had to discredit me because of what I am doing. And they failed miserably to the insightful and careful observer. To the out-of-touch, self-deluded, presumptuous, naive, gullible fool, the imbecile, the half-wit, they go along with the New World Order and pretend that this couldn't possibly be. Well, now, I have presented you evidence that no matter how you slice it, they couldn't beat me even though I'm on drugs. Okay? Because many of you are so ignoble that you will not concede that I'm a man of honor and that I have proven that they are covertly drugging me with interviews, with my mom's being covertly recorded as she admits that there's noxious fumes in my room. You must at least admit that I've been on drugs, on psych meds, since this challenge began. And they've been trying to give me psych meds ever since it began. And they still could not beat me. Period. That's how much better I am than they are. Now, I'm not trying to belittle other martial artists. You like martial artists? Martial arts, more power to you. But I am truly aiming this at the opposition view, the anti-Christian scum, and those dishonorable martial artists who are going to pretend that I am not as good as I am, because maybe they're in the UFC and they're trying to make UFC fighting seem like the top form of martial art competition. Maybe they don't like that I'm black. Maybe they don't like that I'm a Christian. Maybe they're part of the military-industrial complex, or they're a gang stalker, and their job is to downplay my achievement to maintain the internal organization of America, regardless of what their motive is, irrespective of what kind of filth they are. It all goes back to the bottom line, which is they are siding with spiritual bottom feeders against someone chosen by God. You know them by their works. Those who ride with me are of God. Even if they aren't Christians, something inside of them knows that I'm a good person. And that is the beginning of understanding that Christianity is the true path to heaven. The heavens belong to Christians, and Chukwuemeka is a transcendent hero. Shame on anyone who denies him his rightful place in society. When you deny me, you are denying 100 million people who are dying of preventable deaths every year their fair chance to be saved, a chance to be heard, a chance to be loved and treated fairly, a chance to live out the rest of their natural lives instead of dying of an unnatural cause, which is the indifference and the depraved philosophies of those who have contributed to their death. Now you tell me that I should let it go. 4 deaths every second, preventable. You tell me that I should let it go. Believe me when I tell you, as a selfless man, I would rather let go of my own family from a cliff, my son, my father, my mother, my brother. I would rather let them go and watch them drop and die than let go of 100 million lives a year. Now you think about that one.